That one was kind of strange. Avs lose to the St. Louis Blues 4-3. This one started off pretty slow for the Avs, and the Blues, despite being on the second half of a back-to-back, had much more jump in their step coming off the opening face-off. In fact, for the first 10 minutes of the game, the Avs generate virtually no offense and are getting dominated in possession by the Blues. Luckily, they do manage to weather the storm, and right when doubts are creeping into your mind about them not being able to keep up, they flip the switch and start taking over. After the 10-minute mark of the first, the Avs start getting significant offensive zone time and quality chances as well. That eventually leads to the Blues taking the first penalty of the game. And the Avs, with some of the jumbled lines they had tonight, have one of the best power plays they've had all year. After generating a number of chances, McKinnon is now going to send the puck down to Rantanen in the corner. From there, Rantanen's going to hold onto the puck for a bit, and both Comfer and Kerfoot are going to creep in towards the net. As they do that, Rantanen is going to find Comfer right in front. Comfer is going to fire off a shot, hits off the pad of Hutton. From there, because Kerfoot was also crashing the net, the rebound comes out right to him, and he makes sure to lift it enough to get it over Hutton's pad. And just like that, one power play and one goal, and all of the momentum is now in the Avs' favor, and they ride that momentum into the intermission for a 1-0 lead. It was nice to see the Avs respond after the slow start, and you were thinking, alright, we can now carry this through the rest of the game against a tired Blues team, and we should be able to hold this down. Or, go with me on this, you come out in the second period and don't even attempt a shot for the first 9 minutes. Genius, right? Less than a minute into the second, the Avs give up the equalizer. McKinnon and Rantanen actually have a 2-on-1 here. As Rantanen enters the zone, he opts to pull up before even hitting the circles, and that seems a little bit early. If he had continued down deeper into the zone, as well as McKinnon continuing down too, that's going to drag both of the defenders down with them. That would have opened up more space to hit the third man in, which is what Rantanen is going to try and attempt to do. But because Pietrangelo is still so high in the zone, he's able to get his stick into the passing lane for the third man. And now it's a broken play. Heading back the other way, we're going to see a 2-on-1 for the Blues now. Stastny doesn't make the same mistake, opts for the shot, beats Bernier far side. Rantanen's got to have the confidence to shoot that one there. He's supposed to be the scoring winger on this team with how it's built currently, and we need him shooting the puck as often as possible. He has a good enough shot to score keeping the puck on a 2-on-1. From there, the Avs offense just completely flatlines until the 10-minute mark. And that's really unacceptable. I can see the first 10 minutes of the game, you get your legs under you, then you start picking things up. You should be able to keep up with a team on the second half of a back-to-back. Coming out this flat in the second period against a team that you should be able to bury now by outskating them, not good enough. They get outshot 9-0 in the first 9 minutes of the second, but again, they somehow manage to weather it with just giving up the one goal. And then after the 10-minute mark, they're starting to get some offense going again until disaster strikes. The puck is thrown in behind the Avs net off a faceoff. Barry is going to be the first one to the puck, but he's going to mishandle it pretty badly, and Sobotka's going to come away with it. From there, Sobotka's going to take it to the corner and throw it to the point where Pietrangelo is waiting for a one-timer. It's going to go in, and Bernier's going to make the save, but Nemeth, battling in front, has been locked onto Schenn this whole time and hasn't realized that Jaden Schwartz has come in and snuck behind him to get position on him. That's going to allow Schwartz to get to the rebound and unattended get the puck in the net. And as if on cue to make sure the Avs weren't really still in this game, they score another one less than a minute later. This is a 3-on-3 situation for the Blues. Bortuzzo with the puck on the far side is going to carry it into the zone, and you have Stastny in the middle. Bortuzzo's going to get the puck to Stastny once he's across the blue line, but Zadorov is going to do a nice job initially to tie up Stastny's stick. This sends the puck into the corner, and then Zadorov's going to make a bit of a strange decision to play the man in Bortuzzo instead of initiate into a puck battle. This is going to leave the puck sitting in the corner with neither Bortuzzo or Zadorov able to get to it. So Stastny just walks over and picks it up and then centers it, and Bernier ends up getting beat again. Just kind of a weird one that Zadorov opted to not even attempt to play the puck there. Even if he had just tried to pin it against the boards, that would have prevented that play. And that 3-1 Blues lead would be taken into the intermission. And when you really break it down, a 2-goal lead isn't that bad to come back from here. You know the Blues are going to be tired. They're in their 6th period in 2 days. And the Avs really should have a lot left in the tank given how much they were coasting for both of these periods. And it did show in the third. The Blues were laying back heavily and allowing the Avs to control the play, and the Avs were generating some quality offense. And then things started to get real weird. About 4 minutes in, one of the weirdest goals, at least so far this season, gets scored by the Avs. Blake Como is one-on-one up the ice with Bortuzzo. He's going to try and cut in towards the net, but Bortuzzo does a good job defending him. He doesn't even get a shot off. But as they're rolling in towards the net, both players seem to lose control and are kind of just flying down the ice. Bortuzzo and Como both end up going into the crease area, and Bortuzzo bumps into Hutton significantly, sending him flying out of the crease, falling on top of him, and then being stuck on top of him for a good 3, 4, 5 seconds. While that is all happening, the Avs manage to regain control of the puck, and Como is waiting patiently for them to realize there's no goalie in net. Then he throws it in that open net. The Blues did challenge this, and it was ultimately decided that it was not Como's fault that Bortuzzo ended up crashing into Hutton, and the goal stands. If nothing else, this team is separated from last year's team by getting a little bit of luck. We'll take it. Inside of 3 minutes later, the Avs end up taking a penalty and squandering that good luck. Sabatka has the puck along the far boards. He's going to throw it towards Johnson. Johnson is not only going to fail to clear the puck past Sabatka, but then he's going to let Sabatka and the puck go past him up the far boards. That puts him behind the play, but you still have a 2-on-2 situation with Johnson and McKinnon both heading down into this corner. Still, Barry decides that he's going to pressure the puck carrier as well, leaving the entire center of the ice out front open. That allows Sabatka to skate into it as the puck goes into the corner. He then gets the pass back, is wide open all in front, decides not to shoot but cut across the net, and you have Bortuzzo sneaking into the slot from here. Sabatka recognizes it, sends the puck up there, and when you shoot from the middle of the ice, it's got a good chance to go in when the goalie's already down. Nothing Bernier could really do. This is the second time already we've seen Barry thrown out at the dying seconds of a power play, and it ends up costing the Avs defensively. Just don't do it. Barry's not a penalty killer. Get him out there on the power play or at 5-on-5. Don't expect him to kill penalties. From here, you pretty much thought, well, I guess the Avs squandered their good luck on that second goal. But, oh no, this game was far from done. It was only just about to get interesting. Now down by 2 goals again, the Avs go back to pushing hard on offense, and while they're generating chances, they're not getting anything past Hutton and into the back of the net, until finally, turns out the way you beat Hutton is just to get him to leave the net. Duchesne's just going to dump a puck into the corner along the near boards. Kerfoot is going to be the man chasing. Hutton is going to leave his net to go out and play it, but it's going to take a funny bounce off the boards, and we get a freebie. So with time winding down, we got a 1-goal game again, thanks to some more good luck. About a minute and a half later, the game turns into a big old mess in the most NHL way imaginable. Andrighetto has the puck right here. He's going to enter the zone. Eventually, Rantanen is going to be screaming into the zone from the far side. Now, you'll also notice that the Blues players are just completely not playing at all. That allows Andrighetto to get a sweet pass across to Rantanen, and he buries it into the back of the net. So it's a tie game for a minute, but on the replay, you can see that Andrighetto was clearly offsides. But the whistle was not blown, and the play kept on going despite the Blues players not playing, and the Avs did put it in the back of the net. And the Blues had already lost a challenge on a goalie interference call. Now, I knew it was changed that if you got an offsides challenge wrong, it's now a 2-minute penalty. What I didn't know is the NHL also added on that the challenge is entirely separate from the goalie interference challenge, meaning You don't need a timeout to do the challenge, and even if you've gotten a goalie interference or another offsides challenge incorrect earlier in the game, you can still do an offside challenge. Might have been some nice information to disperse, NHL, hey? So, everyone didn't freak out about that. On the challenge, it was ruled that Andrighetto was clearly offsides and it was a no goal, which is true. Andrighetto was offsides, but there's a really weird stipulation in the rules here. Here we have Andrighetto receiving a pass from outside the zone, clearly offsides. But what happens next, because there's no whistle, Andrighetto carries the puck back out of the zone, and the play is now onsides again. So from there, Andrighetto enters the zone legally onsides, and the goal is scored on an onside play. This is important because the rule about challenging offsides specifically states that if the puck comes out of the zone after the offsides has happened, then the play is no longer reviewable, as it's a different play at that point. As I previously stated, even though Andrighetto was offsides at that point, by bringing the puck out of the zone, he then created an onside play and ran and scored on it. And look, I get it. Andrighetto was absolutely offsides and the whistle absolutely should have been blown when he touched the puck, but it wasn't. And according to the rules, the goal was scored onsides and that play should not be challengeable. This is less about the result of the play itself and more about the rulebook and how it is enforced. I talked about this in the last video as well. If you're not going to enforce the rules to the letter of how they are in the rulebook, then what's the point? Obviously, some rules are stupid and should probably be changed, but that's something that you can do in the rulebook. Get it changed to make sense and be a better rule, but you have to enforce the rules you do have. And so the Avs end up losing a game they never really should have been in a heartbreaking fashion. I'm willing to chalk this one up a little bit to the strange category, but really the Avs didn't deserve to win. You can't come out flat for half of the first period and half of the second period and put yourself in a 3-1 hole going into the third and expect to win. Compared to last year, they certainly did show a lot more heart after going down 3-1, and they got some good bounces to get themselves back in the game, but the end result is still the same whether it's 4-1 or 4-3. Even with this 3-game losing streak now, the Avs are still 500. And let's face it, was anyone really expecting the Avs to do much better than 500 this year? I know I sure wasn't. The much more concerning problem from this game is the injuries. At the start of the second period, Comfer blocked a shot with his hand. He has a broken thumb. He's going to miss significant time. Also, Tyson Jost is out with an undisclosed lower body injury, as well as Patrick Nemeth being out with an undisclosed lower body injury. So the injury bug really hit hard tonight. It just had to be Jost and Comfer too, right? Losing a game is losing a game. It happens. But losing two of your young guys for an extended period of time, especially in a year like this where we want to develop those young guys, that doesn't feel good. Here's hoping the 4 days off the Avs have helped these guys recover a bit faster. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. I'm Rudo3, and you can't score if you pass.